Right, okay, welcome back to a new video, people. Walking downhill is a lot harder than I thought. Jesus, I hope I don't fall. But yeah, we're in for a new video today. So, busy day planned today. We've got a lot of podcasts, a lot of check-ins, and it's start something new. So, I'm going to announce that later on. But for now, we've got some jobs on. We've got to go pick up some deliveries. And then from there, we're going to go back home, get pre-workout meal in because it is pull day. So, I'll catch you back soon, guys. Right, okay, people. So, one of the deliveries we picked up today was this. Now, normal LED strips, we just attached them nice and easy, makes the desk look a little bit better. But watch this. So if I use my phone now, change colour. I'm honestly like a little kid. You can't tell me that that is not interesting. So it all works from the phone. But obviously, jokes aside, the sort of announcement that we're focusing on today is what we did yesterday was start like the body recomp / cut. The rationale and reasoning behind that is strategical to the long-term plan. Now, for those of you that know, I do want to pursue bodybuilding full time. Hopefully do my first show next year. But all of that is dependent on mass and how much size and progress we can make this year and the rest of this improvement phase / off season, if you may. So for that to happen, we need to know what we need to work on. So going into this mini cut, the aim is to complete the body recomp, so we're going to lose a lot of body fat. Or not a lot of body fat, but the idea is to get lean. We know that stage lean and lean are two completely different things. Now, I can't get stage lean this year because shows are going ahead and it'd be completely irrelevant to goal. But by getting lean, what we're able to do is put ourselves in a position to improve CV performance, improve overall body weight, and most of all reveal what needs working on. Because if you're peak off season and you've got a lot of fat covering which areas need bringing up, and perhaps where it's just more fat as opposed to muscle, when you do diet down and it is prep and you're in a deficit and you realise that there's weak points, for sure you may be able to bring them up slightly, but the best time to do it would be now when you have that preparation time. So we're really just using this to be strategical to the long-term goal and make sure that we're committing to it fully. So it's going to run on for around 8 to 10 weeks, which could be classed as a mini cut, but it's not really, is it? Because it's not mini, it's kind of long. So 8 to 10 weeks, so it's more like an elongated version of a mini cut with a bit more of an aggressive approach. So we'll be tracking body weight, mainly tracking progress through before and after photos. So we'll be tracking these photos every single check-in week, which will ideally be on a Saturday or Sunday. It's not going to be something that I'm going to document heavily across social media. I'll probably do it as a big sort of like progress reveal at the end of the cut, just because everybody has their own ways of dieting, and when it comes to this stuff and you're being quite, picky and very detailed and intricate with certain stuff, if it's something what someone else doesn't do, they've always got something to say about it. So just with it being sort of like the first cut, the first sort of, dietary phase, we're keeping it private, we're keeping it low key, but I will keep you updated at wherever point possible in terms of weigh-ins, progress shots, lifts, etc., stuff like that. So we managed to get a bench, managed to get some more resistance bands coming in. We've still got the dumbbells, but obviously they're detachable, so it's 20 kg, 5 kg plates, so still able to make progress there. The only thing is obviously we've got another 8 weeks before gyms open, so it's perfectly placed. There's a reason that's obviously time-wise was a reason why I did place this mini cut as well. So we're still able to make the progress. All it is that we're really going to have to build up our rep, how we can handle reps and that high weight threshold, because we're going to have to get used to working in sets of upwards of 15 reps, going on all the way up to 30 reps. So those high rep sets are going to be very, very pivotal for still making progress in this period of time. So moving on, we've got pull today, so I'm going to get a meal in. We're going to get a pull session. I'm going to try to do what I can to film it because it's in a different location, so it's going to be hard to film it, but we trained push over the weekend, so I'm going to put that in today's session so you can get an insight into how I train push at home, and then from there I'll see you guys for a more in-depth session throughout the week, because we now have more kit and more stuff available. I was thinking of a leg workout, so do let me know if you want a leg workout, but for now I want to show you the push clip and let me know what you think. Okay people, so we are in for a quick little voiceover for today's push session, so a little bit of a running commentary as opposed to some sort of like music that we usually play. Allows us to give that little bit of value that I'm always keen to give and a big advocate of giving. So on your screen obviously we see the push session. Now again, the main thing why I'm always focusing on here is this session is native to me. If you have access to barbells, dumbbells, heavy weights, then so be it. You want to make sure that you're programming movements that fit your environment. These exercises has obviously fitted me with the kit I have. Now the little sort of like prop that you see me leaning on, what that does then is it gives me more of a base to press from. So what that does then is it increases range of motion, therefore like making the movements that little bit more effective, because I can get that really emphasis on the lengthened, mid and shortened range of the movements. So we've been utilising a lot of classic movements, a lot of just basic movements, you know, heavy presses, heavy flies, and then when those movements get too easy or sort of like less challenging, we just use the band. So utilising the band now, as you see on the screen with deep banded flies, what we're doing now is we're still challenging the pecs but just adding that little bit more resistance, which in turn, you know, creates that higher intensity that we're still wanting to do. So again, by using a pad, we're more stable, you know, as the layers compress, we still have that firm base that we need, you know, just because it's on cardboard and a mat doesn't mean that we're not stable. You can see from the video that I am very much stable. Going on to the bar now, as thin as that bar looks, you'd be surprised how actually heavy it is, and then like I say, we challenged that with the resistance bands and used a very, very slow tempo on the eccentric phase to really put pressure on the lengthening part of the movement, which was very, very effective. You know, I did definitely feel that. And then obviously finally going on to the final movements, we went on to some triceps, to which we just used the band. My main focus here was just not getting too wide in the face. You'll notice I keep looking up at the camera, so it wasn't really that effective of a movement, but what it did was it primed me ready for the dumbbell work, to which we finished with skull crushers and neutral dumbbell presses. So that wraps up today's video. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.